Good morning, everybody. It's the day after the Oscars, and if you don't mind, if I drink coffee and talk at the same time, it's the morning after the Oscars. Originally, I wasn't going to do an Oscars video, but since a lot of my other fellow YouTubers are doing it, I guess I'll jump on the bandwagon too and share my thoughts on it. Okay, well, let's start with the show. First of all, I haven't really been watching too much of the Oscars within the last few years. I did watch a little bit of last year's. I missed the one where Steve Martin and Alec Baldwin were hosting, but this one with Billy Crystal hosting it, I was really looking forward to it because back when I was a little younger and I would watch the Oscars on occasions, I always liked Billy Crystal hosting it because he was always funny, he always had some very fast jokes and all, and I always loved his little musical numbers at the beginning. And of course, the theme this year, there was kind of like a nostalgia to the movies because, you know, a lot of the movies that were being nominated were about the past, or in some cases a little bit about the history of the movies, at least with events like The Artist, Hugo, movies set in the past like The Help and War Horse and Extremely Loud, Extremely Close and all that. So I was really excited about seeing Billy Crystal host again, and let's see. Okay, so I gotta admit, I liked it when he did it in the past, like I said, but last night I really didn't think it was his best. I mean, some jokes really worked, some of them really didn't, and I don't know, the whole thing with him putting himself into movies and lampooning them are sort of like his trademark. I said he's been doing them, but the thing is, a lot of late night show hosts and other comedy shows have been doing the same thing, so it kind of lost its bite a little bit. But I think he did fine. I don't think it was his best. I was kind of disappointed with my favorite thing that Crystal always did was he always did the thing where he could read people's minds and the camera would pan on somebody in the audience. You know, last night, for some reason, that was disappointing because I liked it when he's always done it. Like, I remember he joked with Michael Duncan Clark when he was up for an award and all, and that was funny back then. But for some reason, it just didn't work this time around. But overall, he was good. Maybe I don't know if he comes back again, he may have to brush up his act a little bit, but I thought he was funny, but it wasn't his best. Other comedy bits was, let's see, there were different other little things that they threw in there too with the Oscars, like for example, there was that little bit with Robert Downey Jr. and Gwyneth Paltrow, where Downey's got this little documentary following him and all that stuff. At first it started out funny, but I think it kind of got old a little bit fast. Let's see, and I really like the one they did with Ben Stiller and Emma Stone. For some reason, I'm looking at other people's thoughts, and nobody else really seems to like it, which kind of surprised me. I thought it was really funny, where she's like, "Oh, this is the first time I'm presenting an award," and Ben's like, "Okay, now don't be too perky, because people in Hollywood don't like it," and she's like, "Jonah Hill, come on up, dance with me," and he's like, I really loved it. I don't know why nobody else likes it. I thought it was really funny and all that. I think it was fun. Oh, another plus was that Wizard of Oz bit with the group, what they call it, focus group. That was the guy that was conducting it was played by Bob Balaban from Late Shift, and I recognized him right away he played a network executive in that movie, and here he's leading the group, and it was made up of people like Christopher Guest and Fred Willard and Catherine O'Hara. And let's see, who else? Eugene Levy. So that was really funny, and I really liked some of the stuff. This year they did these little things where actors talk about their first experiences going to the movies, or why people go to the movies. They're sitting down, they're talking. You had people like Robert De Niro, Edward Norton, Morgan Freeman, and for me, it was like it was like commercials where they're trying to get people that watch movies normally on DVD and on their iPad or iPhone or whatever to come back into the movie theaters to see it. I felt like that was the little subliminal message they were trying to do with there. I mean, some movies you do have to see on the big screen. Let's go on to the awards. Now, I did not make a predictions video this year because there were some movies that I didn't really see. I wasn't able to see because they weren't released by me. Like, I still haven't seen Tree of Life. I should probably get used to that. But Hugo took home a lot of technical awards, which I kind of imagine would happen. Film editing went to Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I thought that was worth it. But when I was watching all the technical awards going to Hugo, most of the technical awards going to Hugo, I had this little suspicion that it wasn't going to get Best Director or Best Picture, and these were like little consolation prizes for it. So, yeah. Oh, and one more thing about the jokes that were done throughout the show. Jim Rash, when he went up to get his Oscar for screenwriting for Descendants, Angelina Jolie was the presenter, and she was sticking her leg out like this, like all that, and Jim Rash Jim Rash was mocking. My thoughts on the awards. Best writing adapted screenplay was The Descendants, and I think that was the right one. And Moneyball got nominated for a lot of awards, but the thing is, I think a lot of all the support for Moneyball kind of died down since the movie came out. There was still, so I knew it wasn't going to win any awards. And best writing for original screenplay, Midnight in Paris, Woody Allen. That one I think was a good choice, and I think that was right there. All right, best supporting actress. I had a feeling it was either going to be Bernice Bejo for The Artist or Octavia Spencer for The Help, and it ended up going to Octavia Spencer for The Help. Again, I think they made a good pick there. Best supporting actor was hard for me because the only movie that I saw was Moneyball, and I was having lunch with my not lunch, I was having dinner with my parents that night before going home and watching the Oscars, and my mom's like, I hope they give it to Christopher Plummer. He hasn't gotten it yet. He's 82. He deserves it. He shouldn't be another Peter O'Toole that gets nominated and doesn't get anything. And he got it. I mean, I haven't seen Beginners, but it sounds like a good movie, and I really want to see it, so I'm glad he got it. Best actress, I haven't seen Michelle Williams in my week with Marilyn, so I can't talk about that. Rooney Mara, she was good. I don't see her winning an Oscar, and I haven't seen Albert Nobbs, so I had a feeling it was either going to be Viola Davis for The Help or Meryl Streep in The Iron Lady. And Meryl Streep won. Again, good choice, but I would have been happy with either or Viola Davis or Meryl Streep, but good that she got it. Best actor. I was rooting for either Jean Dujardin, who did get the award, or Gary Oldman in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, because Gary Oldman, he really disappears into that character. He has a walk, he they both really do a good job at disappearing into their characters. They both move a certain way, talk a certain way. They create very good personas with these characters. With Gary Oldman, he has a voice. You know, it's like I said in my review for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, I forgot it was Gary Oldman. You know, he really disappeared. He really did a good job creating the character, and Jean Dujardin did a good job learning how to act for the silent screen, and using facial expressions and tap dancing. Tap dancing you can't learn in an hour. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of hard work. So I guess I was glad Jean Dujardin got it, but I would have liked to have seen Gary Oldman because I thought he was really good as George Smiley. Okay, best director. This was one of the two hard categories for me to pick. It ended up going to The Artist. I guess it deserved that, but I really liked Woody Allen's Midnight in Paris. As for some of you know, it was my #1 pick for the best movie of last year. I still haven't seen Tree of Life. Alexander Payne, I like Descendants. And Martin Scorsese, I liked Hugo. It's not my favorite Scorsese film, but I did enjoy it very much. But I guess with Best Director, they did make a good choice. You know, he had to help develop the vision for this movie, like how it was going to be shot, how it was going to be lit, and all that. He had to work with everybody to get this vision right. So it took a lot of hard work. It probably took a lot of research at silent movies to get this to look like a silent movie. And Best Picture, this one was probably the hardest one for me to predict because most of these movies are really good, and it was really hard for me to say. War Horse, it wasn't going to get anything. I knew it. Tree of Life, like I said, I don't know. I've never seen it. Moneyball, like I just said, there was a lot of, I don't want to say hype, but there was a lot of, support from it. It just died away a bit. Midnight in Paris, I would have loved to have seen Midnight in Paris win Best Picture. Hugo, like I just said, I liked Hugo. Maybe it would have won because it's a Scorsese picture, but like I said, I liked Hugo. It's just not my favorite from him. The Help, I really like The Help. I haven't seen Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. The Descendants, I like The Descendants. Artist. Well, like I said in my Artist review, I like The Artist, but I didn't think it was Best Picture material because in a way it's kind of, for me, it was like a novelty film where it's a silent movie and it's being released in this day and age. I mean, it was a good movie and I liked it and the performances were good and I really enjoyed the tribute. It was a tribute to silent movies, obviously, and I loved that, but it wasn't Best Picture. I would have loved to have seen Midnight in Paris or The Help or even The Descendants win Best Picture, so I was disappointed with that, but, people really like The Artist, and I'm glad. And I did read a few people saying that after seeing The Artist, they went and looked at silent movies, and we got some new people looking at silent. Well, that's my thoughts on last year's Oscars. So tell me what you thought of the show or about who won awards and all that. And thank you for watching.